Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Christian. Happy birthday to you.
This is another very disturbing case. Very disturbing case. We have a young lady who was discovered dead in her boyfriend's room in a home he shared with his parents, his father, who happened to be a deputy sheriff in Nacogdoches.
She was my baby. She was my best friend.
Christy was our daughter too. She's very special. Bright, beautiful, bubbly girl. A lot of ambition.
I don't think I could have hoped for a better sister.
No matter what kind of day you were having, you could have had the worst day in your life. And then once you got into Christian's presence, there was no way you could stay in a bad mood.
We know that Wednesday night, Christy was engaged in a conversation with one of her close friends. In that conversation and during that conversation, she expressed some concern over her boyfriend.
It's just like, I feel like he's cheating on me. He's just acting different, and I just want to know. It's like, okay, so do whatever you have to do to get to the bottom of it. And if it comes to the truth, break up with him, and that was her intent. That's what I knew she was going down there for.
And so May 20th, she's found dead with a bullet wound to her head. And the story is initially very quickly characterized as a suicide. But as we start to get into it and we start to learn more details, that characterization is something that is very questionable.
She enjoyed life. She loved life. She always talked and joked about growing old. So it's just kind of insulting to think that anyone would believe that she did this to herself.
Because Christy was found with a bullet wound to her head, to the left temple, which is surprising because Christy is right-handed.
I'm also a licensed therapist, and I didn't see anything like that. I know signs of depression. I know signs of suicidal ideations, and there was none there, none whatsoever.
And so when we did the research, suicides in cases using the non-dominant hand is a very, very rare occurrence. And so apparently the narrative is that she broke into their home for the purpose of committing this self-inflicted act. The conduct and actions of the deputies upon the discovery is suspect. You called the Rangers in 2 hours after the Nacogdoches Sheriff's Department had control of that scene.
And so it's been the most disappointing thing that a family could wait 7 months and don't even know anything from the individuals that are in power. And to me, it's almost like an abuse of power.
Now, I'm not making any allegations, but this is the type of thought process that happens when you're not provided with information.
It's as if this does not apply to us. And I feel that way. I feel that way because we can't get any answers. We haven't gotten any answers.
There's been no communication of any kind of information whatsoever.
It's like nobody cares. It's like nobody cares.
There are 3 primary outcomes that we're seeking currently. First and foremost is assistance. Assistance in the form of anybody who has any information about this case. Information about that night, information about the aftermath. We understand that there was a lot of talk in the community about various scenarios, various possibilities. A lot of folks had various pieces of information, but we need these folks to come forward. There is a number at the bottom of the screen. If you have any information, any phone numbers, any pictures, just whatever it is it may be, contact me at that number. That is the only way that we get justice for Christy. That's the only way that we get closure for this family. That's the only way that we hold people accountable who need to be held accountable. Outcome number 2 is transparency. I mean, there's just a common decency of how you treat people in a situation like this, outside of the investigative piece of it. And so we need transparency. We need to know exactly where the investigation is, what's been discovered, and where we go next with it. Point number 3 is we need accountability. As we speak right now, the individual who we believe is the primary suspect in this case is on his way to California. He's being allowed to leave Nacogdoches while there is an active, open investigation that is still ongoing, and he is the primary suspect. This young lady was found dead in his room, and he's now on the road to California. That's not accountability. We need him to remain in Nacogdoches until it has been conclusively proven that he was not in fact involved in the horrible death of Chrissy Hopson. Because rule number one when you have an open investigation is that the primary suspects must remain in place. Because now that he's gone, it's going to be difficult to interview him. It's going to be difficult to question him. It's going to be difficult to get any trace evidence that may be in his possessions or in his car. This is absolutely insane, and it needs to stop. It needs to end.
As we all know, as Dr. King said, an injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. And I think this is a threat to justice.
We love you. We love you.
We love you. We miss you.
December 6th, man. December 6th. We'll celebrate every December 6th. Every 6th.
We love you always.
Yeah.
Never forget you, Chrissy.
December 6th, girl. Almost 30. Getting old, girl. Goodness. Catching up to me. We'll find your purpose.
We'll never stop fighting for you, Chrissy. Never.
I love you.